You know a show is legendary when it turns a mild-mannered high school chemistry teacher into the Scarface of Albuquerque and makes it believable. Breaking Bad isn't just TV, it's an experience. It's tense, it's hilarious, it's heartbreaking, and it's a masterclass in what the hell did I just watch? So, grab your respirator, put on your hazmat suit, and don't touch anything in blue crystal form, because we're diving headfirst into Breaking Bad. Breaking Bad was cooked up, pun absolutely intended, in the mind of Vince Gilligan, who had this wild idea. What if a protagonist turns into the antagonist right in front of the audience's eyes? Originally pitched as Mr. Chips becomes Scarface, the concept was so bizarre that several networks politely told Gilligan to go make soap operas instead. AMC, which at the time was still mostly the movie channel your dad falls asleep to, took the risk. And boy, did it pay off. The show almost didn't happen the way that we know it. For starters, the role of Walter White was originally offered to Matthew Broderick and John Cusack. That's right, imagine Ferris Bueller running a meth empire. Both passed, which is the greatest career fumble for them, but the biggest blessing for us because it opened the door for Bryan Cranston, a man previously known for Malcolm in the Middle and the dad who danced in tighty-whities, to become a TV icon. The story kicks off with Walter White, a high school chemistry teacher whose life is so bland you could use it as sleep aid. When he's diagnosed with terminal lung cancer, instead of, making a bucket list, he teams up with a former student and walking disaster, Jesse Pinkman, to cook and sell crystal because nothing says Family Guy like starting a drug empire. Now, what begins as a desperate bid to secure his family's future spirals into an ego-driven journey of power, pride, and questionable fashion choices. Along the way, we get DEA agents, cartel hitmen, shady lawyers, and enough moral dilemmas to make a philosophy professor cry. The casting in Breaking Bad is the TV equivalent of a perfect heist. Now everyone plays their roles flawlessly. Bryan Cranston nails Walter White's transformation from awkward teacher to terrifying drug lord. Aaron Paul as Jesse Pinkman delivers profanity-laced gold while somehow making science sound motivational. We've also got Anna Gunn as Skylar White, who spends half the series baking and the other half staring at Walt like she's plotting his murder. Dean Norris as Hank Schrader is the DEA brother-in-law who thinks he's living in a cop show until he realizes he's in a tragedy. Betsy Brandt plays his wife, and RJ Mitty plays Walter's son. Bob Odenkirk plays Saul Goodman, a lawyer so delightfully shady he got his own show. We've also got memorable villains like Giancarlo Esposito's Gus Fring and Mike Ementrout, played by Jonathan Banks, round up the all-star lineup, each bringing something unforgettable to the table. We've also got some unforgettable supporting characters like Lydia Rodot Quayle, played by Laura Fraser, Todd Alquist, played by Jesse Plemons, Steve Gomez, Badger, Skinny Pete, Tuco, and Hector Salamanca. Vince Gilligan didn't just create the show, he meticulously oversaw it like Walt overseeing a batch of 99% pure. He surrounded himself with an insanely talented writer's room that included Peter Gould, George Mastras, and Moira Whaley Beckett, among others. These people made dialogue so sharp you could cut glass with it and plots so tightly woven, you'd swear it was all planned from day one. Spoiler, it wasn't always. Directors like Michelle MacLaren and Rian Johnson, yes, the guy who later divided Star Wars fans, brought cinematic flair to every episode. The show's visual style was so rich that half the shots looked like they belonged in an art gallery, if art galleries didn't frown on meth labs. From a modest start in season 1, the series snowballed into a cultural juggernaut. Critics adored it, fans obsessed over it, and even people who swore they'd never watch drug shows were suddenly experts in meth purity levels. The series racked up 16 primetime Emmys, 2 Golden Globes, and universal acclaim, especially for its final season, which many consider one of the best in TV history. Even in its rare slow moments, Breaking Bad had this looming sense of dread that made it impossible to stop watching. It was like a visual potato chip. You couldn't just have one episode. Breaking Bad didn't just end, it detonated, leaving a crater in pop culture. It spawned a widely successful spin-off, Better Call Saul, and a sequel film, El Camino. Walter White's I Am the One Who Knocks speech is now motivational poster material for very questionable workplaces. The show redefined what television could do, proving that long-form storytelling could rival the greatest movies ever made. It also turned Albuquerque into a tourist destination, which is something I'm sure the city didn't see coming. There's so much juicy behind-the-scenes stuff here. For example, that infamous pizza on the roof scene, remember it? Yeah, it was done in one take. Bryan Cranston just yeeted it up over there like a pro. The blue meth? Rock candy. Aaron Paul kept some after the show ended for decorative purposes, obviously. Oh, and remember the RV from season 1? Yeah, the crew had to actually find a secure location to store it because fans kept trying to break in. That's dedication or insanity. Probably both. Honestly, Breaking Bad is as close to perfect as TV gets, but if we're nitpicking, the only real complaint is the season 1 length. Thanks to the 2007-2008 writer's strike, it's shorter than Walter's patience for Jesse's mistakes. A couple of subplots in later seasons could have been trimmed, but otherwise, it's gold standard. Maybe they could have given us a full episode from Saul Goodman's perspective early on, because Bob Odenkirk steals every scene he's in. And Marie? We could have used slightly fewer conversations about her obsession with the color purple. Simply put, Breaking Bad is addictive. Every frame, every line, every moral freefall pulls you in deeper. The writing is razor sharp, the acting is flawless, and the tension is so thick you could cut it with a box cutter, but, don't. It's a show that evolves with every season, pushing its characters and the audience into darker and darker territory while still finding moments of laugh-out-loud humor. It's the kind of series you finish and immediately want to rewatch, just to catch all the details you missed. In the end, Breaking Bad is more than just a show about drugs. It's a story about choices, consequences, and how a beige windbreaker can still look terrifying if Bryan Cranston's wearing it. If you haven't seen it, fix that. If you have, watch it again. And remember, no half measures. So, what's your favorite character from the show? Which other character deserves their own spin-off? Let me know in the comments. If you like what you saw, please do like and share this video and subscribe to Moviematic. We really appreciate it. If you don't, well, thank you for watching this video to the end. All the same, you take care and have a great one.